I still can't believe I'm sitting here, staring at my wedding photo while my heart feels like it's being squeezed in a vice. My name is Chris, and what I'm about to tell you isn't something I'm proud of, but it's the truth, every raw, painful word of it. It all began 6 months ago. Amanda, my wife of 8 years, had started coming home late from work. At first, I didn't think much of it. She's a graphic designer, and deadlines can be brutal. But as the weeks dragged on, her excuses started to sound rehearsed, almost mechanical. Late meeting, she'd say. Or, had to help a colleague with a project. The Amanda I knew was open and honest, but now, there was a wall between us. One evening, curiosity got the better of me. I decided to wait up for her, even though she'd texted to say she'd be home late again. The clock ticked past midnight, and I could hear every creak of the house in the silence. When she finally walked through the door, her hair was tousled, and she had the faintest hint of perfume that wasn't hers. Something inside me snapped, but I swallowed my suspicions and plastered on a smile. "Hey, you're home late," I said, keeping my voice light. She hesitated, just for a moment, before replying, "Yeah, the client was a nightmare. I'm exhausted." I nodded and let it slide, but that was the night I decided I needed answers. Over the next few weeks, I became a detective in my own marriage. I'd glance at her phone when she wasn't looking, scan her messages for anything suspicious. But Amanda was clever. If she was hiding something, she wasn't leaving any breadcrumbs. Then, one Friday afternoon, I decided to test my gut feeling. Amanda had told me she'd be working late again, so I swung by her office. Her car wasn't in the parking lot. My heart raced as I called her phone. "Hey, just checking in. How's work?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Busy," she replied. "I'll be home late, so don't wait up." I thanked her and hung up, my suspicion now a roaring fire. If she wasn't at work, where was she? That's when I saw a text notification on her laptop at home, left unlocked on the kitchen counter. The message was from someone named Jake. My hands trembled as I read it. "Can't wait to see you tonight. Same place?" My vision blurred as anger and betrayal washed over me. Jake. Who the hell was Jake? I wanted to confront her then and there, but something held me back. I needed proof. The next few days were a blur of paranoia and heartache. I hired a private investigator, someone discreet who could follow her without raising suspicion. Within a week, he delivered the evidence I dreaded but needed to see. Photos of Amanda and a man, arms wrapped around each other, kissing outside a quaint little cafe downtown. When Amanda came home that night, I couldn't hold back anymore. "Who's Jake?" I asked, my voice cold and sharp. Her eyes widened, and for a moment, she looked like a deer caught in headlights. But then, something in her shifted. Her shoulders squared. And she met my gaze head on. "Chris, we need to talk," she said, her voice calm but heavy with guilt. "You're damn right we do," I shot back. She admitted to the affair, though she tried to justify it with vague reasons about feeling neglected and lonely. Her words were like knives, each one cutting deeper than the last. I'd been working long hours, trying to provide for us, and she'd found solace in someone else. "Do you love him?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. She hesitated, and that was all the answer I needed. But amidst the wreckage of her confession, something unexpected happened. She broke down in tears and reached for my hand. "Chris, I know I've hurt you more than I can ever undo. But I love you. I've always loved you. And I'll spend the rest of my life proving it if you'll let me." Her words softened the steel around my heart, but I wasn't ready to let go of the pain just yet. "Actions speak louder than words, Amanda," I replied, my voice heavy with exhaustion. The weeks that followed were a nightmare. We tried counseling, but every session felt like a battlefield. Amanda claimed she wanted to make things work, but how could I trust her again? Every time she left the house, I wondered if she was meeting him. Every time her phone buzzed, I felt a jolt of panic. One night, after another grueling counseling session, she surprised me. Amanda had transformed our bedroom into a haven of memories. Photos of us from happier times hung on strings of fairy lights, and candles flickered, casting a warm glow. In the center of the bed was a box of letters, each one detailing moments she cherished about us: the first time we met, our honeymoon, the night we danced barefoot under the stars. "I know I can't erase what I've done," she said, her voice trembling. But I want to remind you of why we fell in love, of the life we built together. Please, Chris. Let me fight for us. I read the letters one by one, tears streaming down my face. Amanda's words weren't just apologies, they were a roadmap back to each other. She wrote about the little things she missed, the way I hummed in the shower, how I always kissed her forehead before bed, the mornings we spent wrapped in each other's arms, talking about nothing and everything. It was the first time in months that I felt a flicker of hope. Maybe, just maybe, we could find our way back. When I finally went home, Amanda was waiting for me, tears streaming down her face. Chris, I'll do whatever it takes to fix this, she said, and so, we began the slow, painful process of rebuilding. It's been months now, and every day is a struggle. Some days, I feel like we're making progress, other days, the memories of her betrayal hit me like a tidal wave. Trust is a fragile thing, and once it's broken, it's nearly impossible to mend, but amidst the pain, there are moments of light. A spontaneous date night at our favorite restaurant. A lazy Sunday morning spent cuddling on the couch. The way her eyes light up when she laughs. Reminding me of the woman I fell in love with. I don't know what the future holds for us. Maybe we'll find our way back to each other, or maybe this is the beginning of the end. All I know is that love, real love, isn't about grand gestures or perfect moments. It's about fighting for each other, even when it'd be easier to walk away.